Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul Rees, and today I'm really happy to share with you this new team that just left the lab. This is a black Kyurem team that I'm going to share with you guys that I hope you enjoy, and I'm going to explain real quick what the team is supposed to do, how each of the pieces here work. So if you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing and leaving a like on the video. Let's begin. So Kyurem Black is the legendary that I'm going to be using in this video. Kyurem Black is a Dragon and Ice type Pokemon that has very interesting base stats. Is the fusion between regular Kyurem and Zekrom, obviously Dragon Electric type. And they share the same ability, Terravolt, which is basically Mold Breaker. It allows the Pokemon to use moves ignoring opposing abilities that would affect said moves. And the base stats of Kyurem are really interesting. Base 125 HP, base 170 attack, that's a massive attack stat. Base 100 defense, 120 base special attack is usually the stat you don't want to see being that high because it's useless for the most part unless you want to run a mix attacker. But honestly, we prefer a physical attacker on Kyurem for the most part in BGC. So base 90 special defense and base 95 speed, so it's a little bit faster than Zekrom and Reshiram. 5 more points compared to those two Pokemon, and is obviously way stronger with that 170, and it's able to hold an item. So Loaded Dice is the item we're going to be using in this set because it allows Kyurem to have guaranteed 4 hits on Scale Shot and Icicle Spear. The moveset we have is Scale Shot, Icicle Spear, Dragon Dance, and Protect. So I was also thinking about including Fusion Bolt, which is the signature move for Zekrom that Kyurem Black also gets. It's 100 base power electric move, but I believe Dragon Dance is overall better in this team because I really think Kyurem needs to increase its speed and its attack, and we have double follow me, double redirection in this team, so taking advantage of the double follow me was important in my opinion. Is very useful to play with follow me Dragon Dance against teams like Miraidon, against teams like maybe Calyrex Shadow Rider, maybe Kyogre also getting the Dragon Dance off because you do resist Water Spout. So it's a very nice move to have, but I believe this is just the best move set and the best set for this Kyurem. Now, you cannot touch steel types with this. Of course, steel types like Samacenta, for example, like Zacian, resist Scale Shot, resist Icicle Spear, so you cannot touch them, but we do have other mons that can touch them. We have a fighting type, we have a fire type, we have a ground type, so we can deal with steel types in other ways and just let Kyurem do what it's best doing, setting up and getting really powerful neutral hits or super effective hits against the majority of the format. Terra Poison to resist fighting moves. Kyurem is weak to fighting moves, is weak to fairy moves, so Poison Terra allows this Pokemon to resist those two types while still being able to get an overall really good defensive typing against the majority of things. This Kyurem is jolly in nature. I was very tempted to actually use it Adamant Max Attack to take advantage of that 170 base attack stat, but I decided to be a little bit more strategic. I think you have to be jolly in order to outspeed things like Shadow Rider, for example, after a Dragon Dance, which is really important, of course, in this metagame. And also, I wanted to give this thing some bulk because Indeedee and Ogerpon that are also in this team can help you to redirect single target moves, but they cannot help you to redirect spread attacks like Glacial Lance from Ice Rider, Astral Barrage from Shadow Rider, and Dazzling Gleams or Heat Waves. So having some bulk on this Pokemon is really important in my opinion because that can allow it to be more efficient in how it attacks or sets up. So I gave this thing some bulk, some HP, a lot of defense, some special defense as well. And even though the attack is not very invested, it's still fine because we have a lot of ways to increase Kyurem's damage output in this team. We have the Dragon Dance, obviously +1 attack, +1 speed. We also have coaching, we also have Dragon Cheer, we have Helping Hand, so not being fully invested in attack stat is fine. I prefer to prioritize the bulk, as I said, and the speed. Now, the second Pokemon in this team is Urshifu Rapid Strike. It's a classic Choice Scarf Urshifu, really powerful. Surgeon Strikes, Close Combat, U-Turn, and Coaching with the Terra Water option. The Coaching is very nice for Kyurem, is very nice also for Ogerpon sometimes. It's mainly for Kyurem because you can get that +1 attack, +1 defense on Kyurem and just make it really tanky. It's really useful against Calyrex Ice Rider teams, for example, where you can lead Urshifu and Kyurem and get the Coaching turn 1 and maybe Protect and then get another Coaching turn 2, or just Coaching and attack immediately. That's another thing you can do. But this Urshifu is just a classic fast attacker. Terra Water for more damage output. Certain strikes with Terra Water with potential helping hand boost from Indeedee is going to be really powerful and really useful against a lot of teams. It's a Adamant Urshifu, of course, max speed. You need to be max speed to outspeed Shadow Rider. And then I gave it some bulk to have a slightly better odds to survive some things, especially a Terra Starstorm from Choice Specs Terrapagos. And then we have Ogerpon Heartflame. This Ogerpon is a almost max defense impish Baryon with a lot of HP, 244 defense, and some speed, but is no offense. Like, this Ogerpon has no offense, is supposed to take hits as good as possible with that massive physical defense investment we have. And then it's still a Heartflame Ogerpon. So if you Terra, this thing's gonna get +1 attack with obviously the extra bonus on the Fire Ivy Cudgel. And we also have the option to increase its attack and defense with coaching. Not only that, we also have Dragon Cheer support from Noivern. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. That can get this thing even more power when needed. Is Ivy Cudgel, Follow Me, Taunt, and Spiky Shield. Now, Taunt is interesting. I wanted to have something that can help me against some Trick Room teams, that can help me against Redirectors. I can stop Follow Me, and also Incineroar, because Kyurem does not enjoy facing Incineroar, so sometimes they're just going to bring Incineroar, intimidate you, and then go for a parting shot. You can stop the parting shot with Taunt, which is really important in some cases, but you can also stop Amoonguss from spoiling your partners if you don't want to have to just click Follow Me all the time. Sometimes you can just click Taunt, and then you are safe against them. Now, Noivern. Noivern is a Pokemon that has seen almost no usage in VGC historically, but I think it's a really fun Pokemon to use in this team because we have the combination of Dragon Tear with Frisk and Tailwind Focus Sash. It's a very useful Pokemon. It's very fast. It outspeeds a lot of Pokemon in the format, like Tornadus, like Ogerpon, like Whimsicott, like Modest Miraidon even. It's not Prankster, so it cannot set up Tailwind with priority, but still a fast Tailwind setter. And the moveset I'm using is Air Slash, Dragon Cheer, Tailwind, and Protect. Noivern has a base 123 speed. That's a lot, and you can still get surprised by this thing if you are not used to seeing it, of course, because you might not know how fast it is. And we have Terra Dark. The Terra Dark is just in case we need to avoid Prankster Taunt, Prankster Anchor, and sometimes just being able to resist Astral Barrage from Shadow Rider is really useful. Frisk is a great ability in the Best of 1 Close Team Sheet Ladder because it tells you the items from the opposing team once Noivern hits the field. So if you send Noivern, it's going to tell you both items from the opponent, which is very useful because sometimes you can obviously decide what to do based on the item that Noivern reveals from the opponent. Like if you see a Choice Specs Kyogre, for example, or if you see maybe like an Assault Vest Kyogre, or maybe like a Choice Scarf Miraidon or something like that, you can obviously decide based on the items you see, because that's probably an indicator of what your opponent wants to do against you. And then we have Landers, a classic timid Landers, max speed with Life Force, Sheer Force, Earth Power, Slush Bomb, Sandsear Storm, and Protect. Terra Poison is a classic, very fast attacker. Terra Poison allowing this thing to get that extra power on Slush Bomb, which is very good into Terra Fairy Miraidon or Terra Fairy Calyrex Shadow Rider. So really fast and powerful Pokemon that can also help Kyurem deal with Steel types, because Samacenta is obviously a very common Pokemon in the format that Kyurem just cannot hit at all. So having Landers that can pressure that is really useful. You can also pressure Miraidon, which sometimes can be tricky for Kyurem. Obviously, Landers is immune to electric moves, and having that extra power with the Sheer Force Lifer combination can be huge into things like Iron Hands, into things like Miraidon, of course, and also into some specific Pokemon that are not necessarily weak to Landers or power, but are also hit super hard with this move, like for example opposing Urshifus. And then we have Indeedee. Indeedee was the last Pokemon I added to this team because I wanted to have an immunity to Astral Barrage. And not only that, the combination of Double Follow Me plus Psychic Terrain is really good for Kyurem, because honestly it's really good for anything, but especially for Kyurem, because one Dragon Dance might not be enough, but if you can get a second one, it can get really problematic for the opponent. So Indeedee with the Psychic, Follow Me, Trick Room, Helping Hand moveset, Psychic Seed increasing its special defense so it's able to take hits from special attackers even better, and finally Terra Water to be able to resist certain strikes from Urshifu, Water Spout when needed, or even Glacial Lance from Calyrex Ice Rider if you need to reverse Trick Room, for example, in a pinch. So this is the team, guys. You have the rental code in the right side of your screen as usual, And let's begin with the battles. Hopefully you enjoy all the battles we're going to have today. And let's jump into our first match of the day. And we're playing against Miraidon. Miraidon with the standard composition, at least the standard looking Miraidon with the Ogerpon Heartflame, Iron Hands, Whimsicott, Miraidon, and Farigiraf Urshifu. What kind of Urshifu this is? Usually it's water, could also be dark. So against these teams, I usually like to lead Kyurem with Heartflame, Indeedee Landers in the back. I think this lineup is really solid into the majority of my opponent's options. If the Urshifu is actually dark, there is a variant with Choice Band Dark Urshifu, and the Ogerpon being very bulky, Impish should survive that. And the idea here is like you just go for Dragon Dance at least once, usually twice, and get one skill shot off. So that way you're +3, then you outspeed Miraidon in Tailwind. Unless the Miraidon is timid, which could be possible. It's not very likely, but it's possible. So yeah, we just try to take advantage of the double redirection we have. And if Miraidon wants to go for Dazzling Gleam, we have Kyurem's Terra Poison option to resist Dazzling Gleam, given that that would be a move your Follow Me wouldn't help you with. So let's see. There's also the option for them going Trick Room. That's why I like to lead Ogerpon, because this Ogerpon has Taunt, so I can use that Taunt option to stop Farigiraf's Trick Room if I want to, on top of obviously providing the Follow Me support that I was mentioning, so Kyurem can try to go for the Dragon Dances with having just a safer time overall. Let's see. They lead Farigiraf with Miraidon, actually. Okay. So they are trying to go for Trick Room. So I don't want them going for Trick Room, that's for sure. They might Bowl Switch into Iron Hands. So I could try doing something different, but I don't want them also Draco Meteor, going for Draco Meteor. I was thinking switching out Kyurem into Lando. Catch the Bowl Switch and just click Taunt. But I'm actually going to click Protect Taunt into Farigiraf. Yeah, they're not dress licensed. That's probably because they're going to click Bowl Switch. Yeah, Bowl Switch into the Kyurem slot. And Taunt, so you cannot set up Trick Room on me. Yeah, no Trick Room. So now I could try going for Dragon Dance. Follow Me. Yeah. I could have also swapped out the Kyurem into Lando and click Spiky Shield, but I think that's fine. Yeah, Bowl Switch here. Doing more than 50%, unfortunately. That's just confirmed that this Miraidon's Choice Specs as expected. So we have 2 more turns. I mean, 1 after this. Urshifu. Probably here. This is tricky because I'm +1, so foul play is actually gonna hurt. But I have to let them. I had to let them go for foul play. Hopefully this is a 2-hit KO. Aqua Jet? Why are you going for Aqua Jet, my friend? I mean, thank you. This is not a 2-hit KO. 4 hits. Can we get a 5th one? Nice. So then this means that I don't need a helping hand boost anymore. Shook off the taunt. So I bring in DD now. And I could go for Scale Shot just in case this Farigiraf decides to go for Terra Water. But Scale Shot can miss. I'm gonna Scale Shot anyways and just click follow me. I might just go for Terra here. Yeah, just in case the Urshifu goes for a Terra. They're not going for Terra, which is fine. I want to resist Surgeon Strikes anyways. They are Terrasolizing. That means that's a Farigiraf, which might be Terra Water. Yup, so that's why I went for the Scale Shot. So please, Kyurem, please don't miss the Scale Shot, because this game is gonna go so bad if we miss Scale Shot. Okay, Terra Water, Farigiraf, Scale Shot, connects. Should be enough to... yeah, it is enough. 3 and 4. Good try, Farigiraf. That's for sure. Good try. So now Kyurem's +2, and not only that, because you Terrasilize the Farigiraf, you cannot Terrasilize Miraidon anymore. So that's just a free Icicle Crash. Icicle Spear, sorry. KO. Where are you going for? Oh, Taunt Urshifu. That changes things quite a bit, actually. That definitely changes things. I was not expecting that. Now you just close combat me. Skill Shot should not KO. And I cannot protect, so this is just gonna be a double KO. Well, I'm gonna Skill Shot the Urshifu and switch into Lando. The taunt on Urshifu definitely changed everything. This should not KO, even though it's +1, unless I get 5 hits. Well, if I get 5 hits, I'm usually just not expecting getting 5 hits. Let's see. I do get the 5th one. Okay, that's great. Are you going for an electric move or Drain Punch? Low kick here. What? Okay. I swap out the Indeedee into Landers just because I was just not expecting to get the 5th hit. I usually don't expect that, but thank you, Kyurem. I appreciate it. Okay, so I don't know if you have Protect on Miraidon. I'm +3 speed, so I'm definitely faster even if you're a Choice Scarf. Which, based on the damage you did with Bolt Switch into my Ogre Pawn earlier in the game, I don't expect you to be. So I'm just going to Protect to Scout if you have Protect. If you have Protect, this is the moment to show it. And you don't have Protect because, I mean, the damage was just specs, just in case. Draco Meteor. Okay. And low kick. So now we just get the Icicle Spear off here and Earth Power into your Iron Hands. Icicle Spear from a Kyurem into the Miraidon. You love to see it. You love to see it. Kyurem getting the third KO in this match. Unfortunately, Iron Hands is not going to be a KO for Kyurem because, of course, it's going to be for Landers most likely. I think Iron Hands survives this. Yeah, it should survive that. And it's going to low kick. Thank you, Kyurem. It's a clean one-hit KO, but it did its job. KO in the Paragraph, KO in the Urshifu, KO in the Miraidon. That's the power of Dragon Dance, loaded dice, Kyurem. Black. And now I just bring in DD and click follow me. Not even follow me, just click helping hand, honestly. The opponent is just gonna forfeit. So that's a wrap. This is just helping hand, you know, just for style points. And Earth Power into the Iron Hands. The battle was cancelled. GG to our opponent. That's a sweep. Kyurem did so much work in this battle against the standard Miraidon team, but honestly the Urshifu Wuton did make things a little bit tricky, but Kyurem did its job getting the 5th hit with that skill shot of +1, getting the 1-hit KO into the Urshifu. Technically a 1-hit KO even though it's a 5-hit KO because skill shot hits 4 to 5 times with the loaded dice. So yeah, GG to our opponent. Let's go into the next one. And we have another opponent. We're playing against Calyrex Shadow Rider, Harflame Ogerpon, Rillaboom, Tornado, Urshifu, and Ditto. It's not commonly seen on Calyrex Shadow Rider teams. Like, usually is a way to respond to Calyrex Shadow Rider with Ditto. But not in the same team. But interesting. That's for sure. Interesting. How do I want to approach this? There's the option for Tailwind for them. I think I can go Noivern with the Black Kyurem. Scarf Urshifu. They had double grass. And Indeedee or Landers Indeedee. Let's go with Scarf Urshifu Indeedee. I think that's okay. Let's see, they have Tailwind, they have Terrain also with Rillaboom, they have Fake Out, they have Follow Me with Ogerpon. Alright, so there's the option, of course, for the Shadow Rider to be a setup version. Could also be a lifer version, or specs even, but let's see. Noivern is going to tell us the items, especially the Shadow Rider item, because obviously Ogerpon is forced to hold the Heartflame Mask. So, Ogerpon Calyrex against my Noivern and Kyurem Black lead. It's Spell Tag. Okay. So I think he could go for... I'm gonna go for Dragon Tear and Skill Shot into Ogerpon. He's gonna Terra though. Where are you Terra here? Shadow Rider, okay. Terra Fairy. So I don't want them going for Nasty Plot for free, so let's see. Follow Me into Aspirash, Draining Kiss, or Nasty Plot? Calm Mind actually. Calm Mind, okay. Well, we're gonna get the Dragon Cheer off. This is 50% chance to crit. Every single hit from Kyurem now has 50% chance of critting. So let's see. First crit, that is a max defense Ogerpon. Second crit. No third crit. No fourth crit. Let's see. We crit, but it survived. Oh no. Okay, so now we're faster than Calyrex. We can Tailwind. If I want. I'm gonna Tailwind now and protect. I can Air Slash also, but then they get a first switch in. So let's just Tailwind here. They actually don't they don't follow me here. Very interesting. So we get the Tailwind off, guaranteed. Ivy Gudgel into Kyurem. So I believe I'm gonna Air Slash here, and I could double it to Calyrex. It's not gonna do anything. So honestly, I'd rather just bring in DD and save the Noivern and go for Icicle Spear here. Let's see. Might just go for Follow Me, but that's okay. This shouldn't KO Kyurem. Even if he goes for Ivy Gudgel Protect, just follow me here. So Icicle Spear. That 1 HP Ogre Pawn though. What is Shadow Rider doing? Astral Barrage. Okay, no damage into DD. And a pretty respectable damage into Kyurem, honestly. That is around 85%. Okay. So now I could go for Helping Hand Icicle Crash into Calyrex. How many Tailwind turns do I have? 2. I can see him going for Protect. Protect Tailwind or Protect Bleak Wind. Let's see. Helping Hand. Does the Calyrex protect or not? He doesn't protect. Okay. Goes for Tailwind, but I also have my own Tailwind. And this is Helping Hand boosted. Come on. We need to get a crit, Kyurem. Nice. That's enough. That's enough. We only need 1 crit. We don't need more. I mean, thank you for the second one, but we don't need more. It's a 50% chance of crit-in, my friend, because of the Dragon Cheer. So, the Helping Hand boost on top of the Dragon Cheer boost. That's a lot of power, my friend. Urshifu is the last one. Okay. So, +1 speed and Tailwind is up. So, I could Trick Room here and go for Icicle Spear into you. Icicle Spear, it's a guaranteed KO, obviously, on Tornadoes. Critical hit. Thank you, Dragon Cheer. And then, I'm assuming he's gonna KO the Kyurem, which is totally fine. Yeah, Surgeon Strikes into the Kyurem. We get the Trick Room off because he has Tailwind. And we don't have Tailwind anymore. So we set up Trick Room in the last turn of Tailwind, of course. That is how this dynamic should work. And our Tailwind peters out. Now our Scarf Urshifu is slower than my opponent's Urshifu because they have Tailwind, I don't, and I have Trick Room, so I move first. Anyways, that's like a weird interaction. So yeah, we just go for Close Combat and Psychic, and that should be GG. Psychic should be enough unless you're Focus Sash or you are very bulky, which is the case. That's very bulky Urshifu and Close Combat and GG. That was a great Kyurem battle, honestly. I'm so happy that the Kyurem actually showed how powerful it can be against teams like this. GG to our opponent. Hopefully you enjoyed the match, guys. Let's jump now into our next opponent. And now we have another opponent. We're playing against Kyogre with Mousehold. Mousehold family of 4. Urshifu, Rillaboom, Rorymoon, and Landorus Incarnate. What is Mousehold doing here? That is usually an Amoonguss in that slot, but I guess Mousehold provides Friend Guard. It could also be offensive Mousehold with Population Bomb. But I would expect the support Mousehold probably being the picked one here. So Kyogre is not a bad matchup for us. There's no Tailwind. There's no Intimidate also in this team. There's no Incineroar. So I guess I could go Noivern again. And like Urshifu with do I bring my Redirector like any of them? Or Landorus? Because technically it's not a good matchup for Ogrepon, right? There's an Urshifu, presumably water. I guess it's between Landorus and Indeedee. Do I need any Redirector or more damage? I think I'm gonna go with Indeedee, honestly. Like, technically, Kyogre has spread attacks, Landorus has spread attacks, so the Follow Me doesn't help, obviously, against them. But I still have the option for Helping Hand, right? Follow Me into maybe an Urshifu or something. And just get rid of the Grassy Terrain if needed, so... Mousehold with Kyogre. Let me see their items. I want to see their items. It's not a Choice Scarf Kyogre. It's Rocky Helmet Mousehold. And Cover Cloak on the Kyogre. Cover Cloak Kyogre. So I'm gonna Dragon Cheer here. The question is, do I Skill Shot the Kyogre? Or do I just Icicle Spear the Mousehold? I think I'm gonna go for a Skill Shot into Kyogre and Dragon Cheer, honestly. Because we ignore Friend Guard with Terravolt, so if we get the crits, we might KO the Kyogre even through Friend Guard, assuming the Mousehold wants to go for a Protect here. He just went for Follow Me, okay. That also makes sense. Dragon Cheer comes off. Kyurem gets now a 50% chance of creating every single Skill Shot, assuming we connect them. We do connect. That's a very physically defensive Mousehold. Second crit. No third crit. Fourth crit, come on. Oh, we get only 4 hits. Okay, okay. And Water Spout. So now I could protect. What if they have Feint though? They might have Feint here. I'm gonna protect and Tailwind, just sack Noivern. Hopefully they don't go for a Feint here because I could technically attack Kyogre and get a lot of damage. Mousehold went for a Protect. Okay. Origin Pulse. Please connect into Noivern, I beg you. Thank you. I want a free switch in. Okay. So now we bring Urshifu. And I believe I'm just gonna Icicle Spear here. and go for close combat. You can also just go for Terra Water Surgeon Strikes into the Kyogre. Should do around 60%. Because I don't want the drops. Yeah, let's go for Terra Water Surgeon Strikes. Like, Kyurem is faster. If Kyurem was not faster, this would be amazing because Urshifu would KO the Mousehold and then Kyurem goes into Kyogre, but because I went for the Scale Shot, I know I'm faster. Follow me, that's fine. I'm not going to risk another Scale Shot into you when I have Icicle Spear, so that is a KO here. We get a crit. It doesn't matter, we didn't need it. How much is Terra Water Surgeon Strikes in the rain doing to this Kyogre? And hopefully this Kyogre does not have Thunder. This Cover Cloak should probably just have Protect. It's doing around 50%, which is very good. Nice. So what is Kyogre doing here? Please don't have Thunder. Urgent Pulse, okay. Okay. It's a lot of damage, but we're still in this. We have Tailwind. Is Urshifu. They could try to go for Aqua Jet here. I'm -1. Let's see. They switch out into Rillaboom, maybe? That is not Rillaboom. That is Rorymoon. Okay, so if they go for Aqua Jet, I think we lose. They did go for Aqua Jet, so we lose. We definitely lose.
Are you serious?
Yeah, technically. They have in Terra, so I imagine this Urshifu is Terra Water. I have Tailwind up for one last turn though. So we can Psychic the Urshifu, but I'm assuming it's Sash. I guess I have to hope it's not Sash. Oh, they switch out their Urshifu. Into Kyogre. So maybe they're Scarf and they just locked into Aqua Jet. That is probably the reason. Yeah, they are Scarf Urshifu and they locked themselves into Aqua Jet to get rid of the Kyurem. And now because I have Psychic Terrain, then the Aqua Jet was obviously not gonna work at all. So Tailwind peter out, and there's no rain anymore. So I guess I'm gonna Psychic this and go for Surgeon Strikes into this. If they are Scarf and they win the Speed tie though, we might be in trouble. They have to be Scarf. Like, there's no other way. There's no other reason why they switch out the Urshifu there. They were locked into Aqua Jet in Psychic Terrain. That was the only way they could have KO'd the Kyurem, only with the Aqua Jet. And if they are Scarf, they were basically forced to do that. So we're going to see a Terra. Presumably it's Terra Water on the Urshifu. Let's see. It is Terra Ghost on the Urshifu, so yeah, that's just Scarf Urshifu. And they win the speed tie. They win the speed tie, but I think that's not going to be enough, my friend. You have to go for close combat. Yeah. You have to go for close combat. But if they go for close combat, like, they're going to drop their defenses. So, yeah, the Terra Ghost is probably just like the it's just because they're Choice Scarf. Yeah, and now we just follow me and click Surging Strikes with our Urshifu. We get the follow me off, and what a game! What a game! They were forced basically to, and they win another speed tie. Maybe they were jelly. I don't know. They were forced basically to go for Aqua Jet into the Kyurem. Otherwise, Kyurem would have just KO'd the Urshifu with the skill shot, most likely. I mean, assuming we get the crits. And because they forced themselves into clicking Aqua Jet, and I had Psychic Terrain, they had to switch out, and then we got rid of the Roaring Moon. Because Urshifu is just very, very powerful. Hits for Protect. Even though Roaring Moon resists that, we managed to get that 2-hit KO with Terra Water Surging Strikes. GG to our opponent. That was a great game. Unfortunately, Kyurem didn't do, let's say, that much. But it did what it had to do. And then at the end of the day, this is a team. So Urshifu and Indeedee managed to clean the game. So yeah, GG to our opponent. Let's go into the next one. And we have another opponent, Calyrex-S Rider, this time around with Urshifu, Ogerpon, Cornerstone, Volcarona, Landorus. We also have Tornadus, and finally the restricted Calyrex-S Rider. This person was pretty high on the ladder, actually. I believe it was rating 78. So this is a tricky team. There is Tailwind on Tornadus, of course, but there's obviously always the option for Calyrex to go for Trick Room. And the Ogerpon is annoying. Might go just Urshifu Kyurem. With Indeedee. Do I go Noivern? Like, I can see them leading Tornadoes with the Ogerpon. They have Taunt. What else can I bring, though? Oh, let's bring Heartflame Ogerpon. It's a tricky matchup for sure, because Calyrex in Tailwind, it's like, it's kind of weird. What if that Calyrex is like banded and works in Tailwind? Like, I can see that. Oh, and look at that profile pick. So they know what they're doing. They have a Calyrex pick. So let's see. Let's see how this goes. Ogerpon, Cornerstone, and Volcarona. That's not what I was expecting. I could protect here in U-turn. I can also tear Surgeon Strikes. I can protect Coaching. I can Terra Coaching. And go for Skill Shot into you. Let's see. Let's see. I can lose Urshifu here. That's like the only bad part. But I'm not sure how fast this Volcarona is. Oh, he is terrestrializing. And he's terrestrializing second. The Volcarona, okay. Into water. Okay, I'm just clicking a Dragon move into you, so it's not a problem. Coaching, so Kyurem is +1 defense, +1 attack. What is Ogrepon doing? Power Whip into Urshifu. Bye bye Urshifu. And please Kyurem, don't miss your skill shot. This is not time for missing. Okay, thank you. That is a extremely bulky Volcarona. We need the 5 hits, Kyurem. We need the 5th one. Please, please, please. Thank you. Thank you. That is a very bulky Volcarona, but I'm a Kyurem, so... Okay, so we're +1 now, and they already burned the Terra. +1 defense, unfortunately, is now lowered, but that's still okay. It's a fair trade. I'm gonna go Ogrepon because I can pressure the Calyrex. It's Urshifu, actually. I can see them going for a Spike Shield here. Spiky Shield. I'm gonna Icicle Spear here anyways and just click follow me. Yeah, it was pretty obvious. It was pretty obvious. What is this Urshifu doing? Surgeon Strikes, I guess, right? U-turn. Okay. Okay, okay. So... now what? Like this Choice Scarf Urshifu? I can Icicle Spear you. You can switch out into Urshifu, which resists this. Do I taunt? Do I just Ivy Cudgel? Does he have Scarf Urshifu? I'm gonna Ivy Cudgel, honestly. Yeah. They're just trying and trying everything they can. How much is this doing? Probably around 50. And Glacial Lance. Okay, okay. Well, I'm gonna Skill Shot you, Urshifu, and Ivy caught you your Calyrex, and you are pinned, my friend. Unless I miss Skill Shot, but please, please don't. Please don't miss Skill Shot. Thank you, Kyurem. That is GG. That is GG. Oh! Of course. Rating 70 on the ladder. Of course. You cannot afford to lose against a Kyurem, right? You cannot afford to lose against someone that just played better than you. This time, I get it. I get it. Yep. Pretty interesting, of course. Makes sense. Makes sense. They just couldn't handle the frustration of losing against the Kyurem Black team. My friend, GG to you. Better luck next time. And let's jump into the next one. And we have another opponent. We're playing against Calyrex Shadow with Iron Hands, Urshifu, Weezing, Dragonite, and Chien-Pao. Okay. I think I played against this team in my Spanish channel when using this exact same team. I'm not sure if it's the same person, but I believe I want to go in DD Urshifu with Kyurem and maybe Ogerpon. Technically there's some value in going Noivern for Tailwind and Dragon Cheer, but I'm gonna go this way. Like, the idea is that if they lead Chimpao, I can just Terra Water Surging Strikes at Chimpao turn 1 and go for Follow Me. And if they lead Weezing Kali Shadow, I can Terra Surging Strikes into the Kali Shadow with Helping Hand. So it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Let's see what they do though. They could technically also just lead Dragonite Chimpao, Urshifu Chimpao, Dragonite Chimpao, Weezing Kali Shadow, Iron Hands. Like, I have Landers and they have Weezing and Iron Hands, so I don't know. Let's see. It's Weezing Kali Shadow. It's Weezing Kali Shadow. So I could just Terra Surging Strikes Helping Hand, but this thing could have Will-O-Wisp. I think I might still do it. Let's see. They could also protect Kali Shadow and try to Will-O-Wisp me, because in front of Urshifu you usually want to protect, but there's a Weezing here that is negating my ability. So let's see. They could also beat Terra Water. Like, I guess in a team like this, you wouldn't have Terra Water, right? Okay, so no Terra. Maybe we see a Protect. Yep. That's exactly what I said they could do. And now, what is the Weezing gonna do? Is it gonna burn me? It's gonna taunt me. Okay. Interesting. They switch, presumably into Urshifu. That's why I Psyche that slot. Yep. But I don't have the terrain up, so I don't know if this is gonna be enough. The combination. Maybe it is. Now my issue is, like, what is this Weezing gonna do? Like, are you gonna Will-O-Wisp me or just go for the toxic thing? Yeah, Urshifu's gone. But Will-O-Wisp is gonna be a problem. Toxic spikes, okay. Not the end of the world. What is this? Iron Hands. Really brought Weezing and Iron Hands when I have a Landers in my team and I didn't bring the Landers, of course. Of course, baby. I guess I just have to let Urshifu go down. It's gonna Terra into water. So we're literally doing no damage. I think as long as we have Indeedee here, it's still winnable. Around 50%. Strength team. And wide charge. Yep. So now I bring this thing. I'm gonna get Toxic. I'm still taunted. I can Scale Shot here and Psychic. So yeah, we're gonna KO the Iron Hands, and Psychic is gonna be redirected into Weezing, which is gonna be doing a respectable damage. Strength Team though can still hurt this Kyurem. It's not gonna KO, but should do more than 50% guaranteed, I believe. Maybe even around 70. Yeah, that's a 2 KO. Citrus Berry. Okay. Strength Team. Yep. 93 into 68. I am faster. I'm gonna Psychic you. It might just protect the Weezing, but let's see. Just Acid Barrage. Okay. Interesting. And Indeedee gets the crit. Okay, okay. Can Kyurem actually KO Shadow Rider? With Helping Hand? I think if this Shadow Rider has no bulk, it might. He went for Protect, so I don't think you're Scarf. So we're just gonna go for Icicle Spear and Helping Hand. Let's see. The battle was cancelled. Like, why? He probably cannot KO Indeedee. But I don't know. Like, well, GG to our opponent. That was a weird game, but we managed to get the job done. Honestly, I was surprised when I saw the Iron Hands in the Weezing. I have a Landers. My opponent just didn't really care much about it. But yeah, GG. Let's go into the next one. And we have another opponent. Wow, we're playing against Terrapagos. This is Terrapagos Heatran with Cornerstone, Screamtail, Incineroar, Rillaboom, and Heatran. So, this is not a great matchup. Incineroar makes things hard. I think I want to go Indeedee. For redirection, and if they start going for Calm Mind, I guess I have to go Ogre Pawn. But I'm only bringing Urshifu for Incineroar. Should I go Landorus? Nah, I'm gonna go Overbone. I'm only bringing Urshifu for the Incineroar, so I have to be very careful with that. I feel like I can beat Terrapagos without Urshifu, but I cannot beat Incineroar without Urshifu. Because Indeedee cannot touch it. Kyurem technically can touch it, but it's obviously going to be doing less damage due to Intimidate, and that's Rillaboom Terrapagos. Okay. I was not expecting that. I have Indeedee in the back. I could just bring Indeedee and go for the spear. I cannot lose Urshifu, so this feels like decently safe play, although they could get rid of their own terrain by going for Terra, which is also going to get rid of my terrain given that I switch it in. Let's see if they Terra or not. No Terra. I could have KO'd the Rillaboom turn 1. Nice crit, Kyurem. But no 5 hits. Oh my. He went for U-turn in front of the Urshifu. Not even in front of the Urshifu. Sorry, he went for a U-turn in front of Kyurem on the Urshifu slot. Wow. Now you're bringing Incineroar here. Most likely. Yeah. I actually forgot to say, I ignored the Terra Shell with the Icicle Spear. So now I could go for Follow Me, Dragon Dance. You can fake out here in Terra. I want to protect here, switch to Fire Flame. They can tear now the Terrapagos, get rid of the terrain and fake out. That's a play. They can also protect Parting Shot. They are gonna tear out, okay. So how much is this doing though? Fake out into Kyurem and another Calm Mind, or just Starstorm? There's Starstorm. Okay. Wow. That's a lot. So now I'm gonna taunt this thing and go for Dragon Dance, I think. Because they're not gonna spec my taunt. I can see them going for like Protect, Parting Shot. Yeah, there's a Protect and presumably the Parting Shot. Or at least they're going to try to Parting Shot me. Or maybe they just try to knock off, I guess. Taunt into Incineroar, so you cannot Parting Shot, my friend. No Parting Shot. Now I could tear the upper pawn actually. It's very tempting. Tear the Ogre Pawn, Ivy Gotchel, and Icicle Spear. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Why not? This should be enough to get the KO. My Kyurem is not +1, it's neutral because I was intimidated, but at least I'm back to neutral. And this is a impish Ogre Pawn, so I don't have a lot of attack investment, but still +1 in Terra, so it should be enough. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. No 5 hits. I still think this should be enough. Let's see. Yes. That's the power of the Taunt Heartflame Ogre Pawn. And instead it's gonna knock off the Kyurem, I guess. Yep. So no more loaded dice for you, my friend, but it is what it is. Rings Cornerstone. +1 though. But I don't have the dice anymore. I'm gonna Icicle Spear anyways. And I went for the Ivy Cudgel into Rillaboom. My Spiky Shield bring Rillaboom. That's a good play, so I went to cover for that. Let's see. No Spiky Shield. Oh no, if I get only 2 hits. I got only 2 hits!
Why can't I do anything right?
You have to be kidding me! You have to be kidding me, Kyurem. And you crit me just to insult the injury. I got only 2 hits. Okay. It's unfortunate, but it's not over. I can bring Urshifu. I can click U-turn and Icicle Spear into you. Okay. Oh, Kyurem. Now you get the 3rd one. Why didn't you get the 3rd one in the previous turn? I would have won the game immediately. Come on, bro. Come on. Okay. With Hammer, Diddy's going down. Fortunately. And I don't think I can win this anymore. Well, maybe. I think I have to double here. If they switch out, I KO Incineroar, I KO both. So they are basically pinned, they cannot switch out. You cannot switch out, my friend. No, you cannot. But thank you. Second hit. Now close combat. Into Incineroar. Which should be enough. I'm not intimidated. Yep. Rocky Helmet maybe? Let's see. No Rocky Helmet. Interesting. Now yeah, Rillaboom comes back, but you have been in front of Kyurem for like 2 or 3 times, disrespected my boy Kyurem a lot. Now you're gonna get punished. Now you're gonna get punished. Come on, bro. You have no other Pokemon. Why are you taking so long? I don't know. There's a Rillaboom. Now, granted, I'm -1 now with the Urshifu, so Grassy Glide should KO me. But I should be fine. I'm just gonna close combat you. And Icicle Spear. Maybe I should Dragon Dance first. Let's just Dragon Dance first. Like, that's why I said, like, you cannot switch out here. If you switch out, you lose your opponent, and you lose your Incineroar. But opponent said, no, I want to switch out. And now what, bro? What are you thinking? Just click your moves. Grassy Glide for 5% damage. Okay, thank you. GG. And Kyurem, unfortunately, without the loaded dice, he just cannot see.
My glasses! I can't see!
He is just not the same person without the loaded dice. We needed 3 hits into the Ogre Pond and the game was immediately over, but Kyurem said, no, let's just make it a little bit harder for you. And now let's just click Icicle Spear. The game was over 3 turns ago. But opponent is just making me waste my time. Bro is mad. Bro is mad his Terapagos couldn't sweep. And now he cancels the battle. Okay. GG. Claps to you. D. Well, that's it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the battles. I hope you enjoyed the amazing battles we had today. And if you enjoyed this, please show the support to the channel by subscribing and leaving a like on the video. It helps me a ton. And as usual, I would like to remind you that these teams are my own creation. I work so hard on this team, so any support to the channel is very appreciated. Thank you so much, guys, as usual. And let's continue in a future video with more legendary Pokemon and more Regulation G battles.